Ben derse başlıyorum ama. Hoş geldin Erdem. Selam. Ben sizi duyabiliyor muyum emin değilim.
Merhaba hocam.
Selam. Bir sebepten ben kulaklıktan duyamıyorum sesi ama. Neyse. Bugün biraz geçe kaldık ya. Arkadaşlar da katılmadı. Geldiğini bildiğiniz arkadaşınız var mı bu arada?
Hocam gruptan bir daha yazalım.
Ben yazdım ama iki link attığım için belki millet karıştırmış olur. Ya da cumartesi diye mi acaba? Sizin başka cumartesi dersiniz de var gerçi değil mi? Sabah var mıydı?
Yok, dersiniz. Bir tek bugün bu ders var.
Tamam. Okey. Başlayalım o zaman. Biz olacağız. Yine İngilizceye geçmek durumundayım. Şu an ekranımı görebiliyorsunuz değil mi?
Görebiliyoruz hocam.
Siz bu arada beni seyrederken benim kameramı daha mı büyük görüyorsunuz yoksa ekranımdan mı görebiliyorsunuz?
Bende 4'e eşit gözüküyor.
Yani
Ben ekranı, yani sizin
ekrandaki
Ben slide'ı görüyorum.
benim ekran
Şu an
paylaşımındakini görüyorsunuz değil mi? Şunu görüyorsunuz yani.
Evet.
evet hocam.
Tamam oldu.
Hı.
Ona göre o zaman geçen ders şey yaptım mesela size bakmak için aşağı kaydırdım. Kendi görüntüm gitmiş. Onları ayarlamak lazım. Tamam. Aynı sunuma bir şeyler ekledim ben bu arada. Oradan devam edeceğiz. O zaman başlayalım. Okay, hello again. In this lecture, we are going to talk about history of gaming and roles in a gaming company. Plus, we are going to start with why we play games. So, before we move on to main topics, I would like to ask the need for cameras, but that's not a problem right now since you all have. And as a second point, I would like to mention Papers, Please. If you don't know, Papers, Please is a nice indie game, I guess. Yeah, it was indie, as I know. But the reason I wrote that down is because I suggest you to write notes. It will, we will have some discussions throughout the lecture, and if you don't take notes, like a meeting without taking notes is a useless meeting, I say. So just keep that in mind. And as another note, I would like to briefly talk about C# knowledge. In our lecture, we will start coding in Unity 3D, and we will write all our codes in C#. C sharp, we will use other technologies than Unity. We will learn other programs, but not for game development. For game development, we are going to use Unity, and for other technological challenges, we will use other programs, such as deploying to mobile markets and creating a mobile game. We will use other apps, but like I said, mainly Unity 3D, and we will code only in C# in this lecture. So if we talked with Zeynep yesterday about the current situation that you're in. So as far as I know, you had you hadn't had most programming lectures. So you only learned what? Like I guess you saw Python, right? Erdem and Eylül.
Actually, I don't saw Python because I'm an irregular, but I saw C++ and I studied C# a little bit, just the syntax and the game programming basis. I followed the very basic course about C#.
Okay, and currently you are taking C#, right?
Yes.
Okay, great. And what did you learn this week?
This week in C#?
Introduction.
Yeah.
It wasn't introduction, and we don't see much things, just print and something
okay,
like that.
I will talk to Ali Chivril about your progression in C# course. So I will adapt to your level. I will try to adapt, and I will start with a general C#. How can I say general C# knowledge, but still you will need to. It won't be enough. So you will need to study before you jump into Unity. So it's a nice thing that you like work on C# before I start to teach some coding. And yeah, we talked about definitions in the last lecture, but it was a general discussion, and I asked you for some Venn diagrams, and if you have any, just you can just share your screen, or yeah, just you can also send your pictures. So Erdem, would you want to start?
Yeah, I can't share my screen because I couldn't really draw one diagram. I just take notes.
Okay, that's also fine. And by the way, Eylül and Zeynep, if you don't agree with some of the points, you can also share your thoughts on that. Yeah, Erdem, we are listening to you.
As a game, I can say Witcher 3 or any role-play games can we can count as a game, just game. Because we play alone, we don't have a really contest, and it's not really a sport in my perspective because we play alone. We don't struggle with other people. We don't win over other people. As just sports, trekking and hiking can be counted because there's no game on it. It has not. It hasn't universal rules. Mm, as a contest, can I share my screen? I think
Yeah.
it will be easier.
I'm not sure if you are allowed to. Just try sharing, and we will see.
No, it's not allowed.
Not allowed, but there's not a selection for me to allow.
You can send a screenshot of your screen.
Yeah, that's easier, I guess. I'm not sure. Normally,
I can continue on by talking.
let me see.
Yeah.
I should. Um, so, are you taking a screenshot or are you trying to share your screen?
I tried to share it, but I couldn't. I can. It's not a big list, so I can continue by talking to you.
You can also send the list as a chat message.
Yeah.
I don't know why we couldn't do that though. I will check that in the break. Okay, now I will see. Yeah, okay.
Oh no, it just landed somehow. And
So if I wait a second, is this in the right format or should I let me see?
yeah, it's in the right format, but we need to make big screen, full screen
Yeah,
of
okay.
chat.
Um,
And as a contest, I think I couldn't find very much thing, but art contest like uh, they made in high school or middle schools, just painting contest can be counted because it's not a game, it's not a sport, but it's a contest.
okay.
And for the intersections, actually I couldn't find a thing can be both game and sport, but not a contest. I couldn't feel that way, that part. But as a game on, sorry, I couldn't find game and sport, but I found game
Yeah.
and contest. Game and contest, we can say blind man's buff. It's a child's game, and hopscotch is also a child's game. It's not really sport, but a game and you can win with your.
Why
Play
is
with
that a
your friends.
contest? Is that a digital game that you play multiplayer?
No, it's a physical game actually. In Turkish, körebe and seksek.
Okay. Yeah.
Uh,
Is it a contest? Yeah, it is, but not a sport. Yeah,
you can win.
great example. Hopscotch is what?
Seksek.
Okay. So it's a game, right? And is is it a contest though? I mean, do you? So contest is like a big competition that's like it's generally considered as an event. For instance, a lottery is just a contest, or art contest is also a great one. It's just a contest, not a game, not a sport. And what else? Like lottery, art contests, and also some multiplayer big games like Dota and League of Legends can also be considered contests. But I wouldn't think hopscotch as a contest, mainly because it's not a big event. But you can win, right, against another person.
Yeah, you can.
Okay. And another great example I see is Olympic Games. They are both sports and contests. So yeah. And yeah,
Intersection of all things are, as you say, the big multiplayer games, Counter-Strike or League of Legends, or just physical games like basketball or
yeah,
volleyball. You can
yeah,
give
yeah.
much examples on that.
As we didn't mention, but we should, there's a genre, subgenre called esports, which consists of games like League of Legends, Counter-Strike, Dota, and pretty much other multi-player online battle arena games. And I guess PUBG's also esports. I'm not sure if it has tournaments, but probably it has. So yeah, great. Thank you for your contribution. And Eylül and Zeynep, do you have any like disagreements with Erlan?
No, it was all fine actually.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was fine.
Okay, then let's move on with Eylül's Venn diagram. Or
I have just notes like this. I can explain to you.
okay, you can also take. Yeah. Actually, a better idea is if you send picture via WhatsApp.
Okay.
Maybe some students thought that I will just upload a technical video, probably. Maybe. And since it's Saturday, they thought they can binge watch the videos, but that won't be the case for some while. So I don't recommend binge watching videos. Okay, great. If you can see your page clearly, you can go ahead and talk about it.
For example for game actually can be D&D, Dungeons and Dragons. It's a role play game. It has no competition. It has just fun. So another example can be Sudoku. There is no competition. For contest, I can say essay contest. There are some rules, but there are some rules and competition in it, but it's not a game. It's just for achieve something. Game and contest can be bowling contest. Bowling is a game and can be a contest with competitors,
Station, yeah.
yarışmacı.
What do you say? Applicants for a contest, you may say. Competitors, you can also.
Okay. Competitors, yes.
By
Sport,
the
just
way, I should
sport can be,
stop you because bowling is considered as a sport, just like darts. It's not very popular in Turkey, but darts and bowling and what else? Curling is considered as a sport because they take not a huge physical effort, but they require good body form and some skills as well. So I could, I mean, people will debate on that, but I would take bowling and put it in the middle. Yeah, go on. That's all I wanted to say.
just sport can be surfing, but in general, it's contains just athleticism for activity, actually, not a competition. Sport and contest can be boxing championships.
Yeah, great.
All of them's intersections can be, I think. I don't have any example for game and sports too.
What was Erdem's suggestion? Sorry.
I couldn't find anything.
You also couldn't find. Okay, game and sports, but not a competition. So there's some silly, like not silly, but small sports that doesn't have a huge audience or competitions. So there was a good example. Game and sport, but not a contest. Yeah, golf or bowling was all stated. I mean, golf, for instance, doesn't have a big audience, so it's not. I mean, here it's not written as a contest, but yeah, like we talked, it's hard to be sure if something is not a contest, because after the day you said it, someone can just create a contest out of something. I mean, did you remember the contest that is called Hadi? Merve Boz and another person like presented the competition. So Zeynep, do you also know that's game?
Yeah, I know.
It's a knowledge game. You try to answer questions before the time runs out or before the other players. I'm not sure, but questions get harder and harder, and winner gets the big prize. Or if there are other winners, you share the prize with them. So even a simple events, simple knowledge-based game can be turned into a contest. So yeah, I mean, even for me, it's hard to say something is a contest. So I see, and yeah, Zeynep, what are your oh, by the way, Eylül, were you finished?
Yes, I'm okay.
Okay, surfing. Yeah, great, thank you, and Zeynep.
Yes. Firstly, I don't think that surfing is only a sport because there is so many competitions about surfing. Like they're getting some point for doing some skills or something. So I put surfing contests and sports together.
Okay.
And also
But
for games, I just wrote single player video games and other games.
okay. So I did.
Because I just
Sorry, I did windsurfing. Is there a competition contest for windsurfing as well?
yeah, because yeah, they are getting some awards for it. They have some documentary for it too, like their contests and something like this. So
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
why I wrote it like contest in sports.
Yeah.
Also
I see.
in this area, I wrote running too, like marathons or something. And about sports, I wrote some extreme sports that don't have any contest or something, like parachuting and bungee jumping.
Yeah. They are safe choices because
Yeah,
I
they're
mean
extreme.
some person can create contest based on parachuting in the future, but for now it's just a sport, I guess. Yeah, and it's not a game for sure. We will have a formal definition after you are done, by the way. So go ahead.
Okay, and for games, I wrote some single player video games that has no like, they don't have any points or something because it's a single player game and you're just one for yourself, not for anyone. And about other games, it's the same. You're just having it with yourself, not with anyone. And about contests, I just wrote Miss World because I don't know what to wrote, and giveaways. And for games and contests, I wrote okay, blackjack and poker. And games and sports, I wrote a sport because I don't think that it's a contest really. Because it's a sport and it's a game. Yeah, there is some winner, but it's not that contest. I just think that way. And I just wrote billiards too, and all of and the and volleyball and basketball has every of them, so I just wrote them in the middle.
Okay. So even like after a discussion, you say that esports cannot be considered as a contest. So I mean, it's okay. Like there will be disagreements about that, and even after you graduate. So generally, yeah, that's great. Thank you. And one other thing, when you call but you mentioned single player video games. So yeah, video games parts makes it something else than sports. If you just said single player games, I can't think of any right now, but some single player games are also sports.
Yeah, that's why I wrote video games.
Yeah, that's all fine. And then we can go on with some formal definitions. So currently I have 4 definitions, vocabulary definitions on the screen. And for instance, which one is that? Engage in activity for enjoyment and recreation rather than a serious or practical purpose. So this one's a little bit tricky.
I think it's a game.
Other answers? Okay, let's move on. An activity that one engages in for amusement or fun. What can be that?
It can be game.
Okay. An activity involving physical exertion and skill in which an individual or team competes against another for others for entertainment. This is not a definition. This is not a good definition for this lecture, but a vocabulary definition, so that's why it's here.
Can be a sport or
Yeah.
sport and contest. Both.
Yeah, I mean, this is a
Yeah.
definition for sports, but this part makes it sound like a competition. But this shouldn't be an obligation for a sport. So yeah, this is the vocabulary definition for sport, but I don't. I mean, for this lecture, this is not the definition. This part is a definition, though, in which an individual or team does. So if it should end there for our lecture. Yeah, and what about this one?
Contest.
Yeah,
Yes, contest.
great. And we discussed only three different things: game, sport, and a contest. But there was actually a fourth thing that we should add to the mix to um, to um, clarify some differences. So it was called play. Play and game is translated the same in Turkish. However, actually, it's a false assumption, and it's not also practical for our lecture. So we should um, divide game and play. I will try to come up with a term after uh, we talk about play a little bit. So I guess Zeynep thought this was a game,
Yeah, I
but
thought
it's a
it was a
yeah
game.
yeah, but it's actually a game because sorry, it's actually a play because it's said that rather than a serious or practical purpose. So games have purposes and goals that players are required to take, but plays do not have. So can you come up with a play right now that is not a game? I mean, games are and plays are like strictly divided. So it's, I guess, impossible to find a game and a play because one of those categories has a goal and the other has not. And you can discuss that certain games are plays and certain plays are games. So as a play, um, I mean, I would give an example of acting, for instance. Acting is not a game, um, but it's a play. So that's like if we read the definition, it's done for enjoyment and recreation. So there's some mimicking in that, and there's sometimes in theatrical plays there's a serious purpose, but sometimes it's just for fun. And another great example is the plays between um, children. They they think themselves as doctors or teachers or nurses, and they uh, just mimic what they do, and after that there's no purpose. They just do it for fun. So probably there are some psychological benefits or purposes, but other than that, it's not. It does not have a clear goal. And other thing, I mean, I'm not sure about that, but maybe role-playing games and fantasy role-playing can be considered as a um play as well, because not always, not in all tables, there's a clear goal, right? Sometimes people just do it for experiments and exploring the world. So what do you say? I mean, one of you had RPGs as a game. That's why I mentioned.
I think uh, role-playing games can be counted as a game because it has some strict rules, but plays don't really have that.
Yeah, but a game should have a rule and goals. So sometimes RPGs have goals too, by the way.
Yeah, there's,
It, it
I think
depends.
always has a goal.
Really? I mean,
like kill the goblin in the mountain,
yeah, but
finish the path.
I saw cases where people just wander the world and interact with the world and just talk with GM. And GM is also in the game because he's practicing his skills of describing the world and his communication skills and his presentation skills, basically. So I saw cases of that as well. So this can be classified as fantasy role playing, not role playing games. So yeah, we can say that therapies or what is the FRPs as plays and RPGs as games, basically. And what else? Yeah, that's this play definition, by the way, is considered in detail in the link I sent you. So you can check the discussion there as well. And another important question, why do we play games? So in the Batman Begins, the movie, it was asked, why do we follow Bruce to the Batman? So now we should go ahead and ask the important question. Because if you cannot answer that, you won't be able to create good experiences for the players. You should understand why they play games. And to, before that, you should ask yourself, why do you play games?
I think one reason can be escaping these world's stresses and struggles, just relaxing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know it's the all reason, but one reason can be that.
Okay, great. And before that, I'll just check if anyone is trying to come. Okay, Eylül, you can go ahead, take the word.
Can I think a little bit?
Yeah, sure. Zeynep, why don't you give your opinion?
I think we are playing games because it is give us like a good emotion that makes us feel better and makes us mood better too. It makes us happy and also we get some fun from it. That's why.
Okay. Like you said similar things, but I'll argue that Dota is not making me happy. I can. I mean, if you played any competitive team game, you will realize that there's not happiness in those.
Yes, we're playing the same too, but I don't know, it's an addiction to play a game for it. Like we're playing to get better on it.
Yeah, I think winning is an important factor on those games. You don't feel happy when you're playing, but you can feel happy when you win, because I'm not very familiar with those type of games, but I think that can make people happy.
Okay. A Dota player argued that there's a small dopamine increase with a little success in the game. And you get addicted to that, and you basically tolerate the sadness it gives you. So this could be true for most of the players. This is why I'm not this is one of the reasons why I'm not playing actively Dota. Another reason that I am not playing Dota is because it's changing at a rapid speed, and it's impossible for me to keep up with all the changes with the little free time I have, and um, game itself also takes a long time. So yeah, uh, this should be considered as a game designer. I mean, sometimes doing nothing is the best approach for some players, but I'm sure they analyzed the benefits of constantly changing the game.